It is back-to-back time again. This is my buddy Dave's 2023 350SXF. Brad at RideWorx did the Forks WP 6500 spring inserts, bladder in the shock, Akrapovic full system, and Dave always keeps changing this thing. It's got the Vortex ignition now. Here's my well-sorted favorite four-stroke of all time to date. My Caleb Russell 3D Factory Edition full pro components, exhaust, and the My KTM app. I'm going to do the short woods loop today. And last time I did this, there's a pretty big difference between these two bikes. And the Caleb was faster. But now we got the smoother ignition. And I opened the clickers on the suspension on this thing a little bit more. We'll see how close we can get. Because the new chassis it's heavier and it's got more stability, but I think it gave up a little bit of the playfulness, which is really better on the high-speed moto tracks, but maybe not as good in the woods. And I've really enjoyed my Caleb Russell bike. Now, these WP 6500 cartridge inserts, they are really good. Way better than the air fork, I think. And they really can dial this thing in. The other thing is, the Vortex, it just runs so smooth at low RPM. It almost feels stall-proof, but I'm sure it isn't. It just feels less like I'm going to stall it, especially in this tight stuff. Now, when I'm on this bike, compared to my Caleb, the Caleb it just feels a little more playful. Now, Davey put Ride Engineering 23.5 millimeter offset triple clamps on this to try to just to lighten up the front a little bit. And definitely the turn initiation is lighter. But yeah, the on-off throttle on this bike with the drastically reduced engine braking is so noticeable. Just frees it up. These 350s are so fun. .246 flat. Okay, 246 flat. Man, I love the suspension. It's better. Opening up the clickers. I like the Vortex. Smoother. Now, this one, I've got a map that turns up throttle response and minimizes engine braking. So we're just trying to free it up. Boy, right away, this bike just feels lighter. And the front end is definitely busier. Boy, there's an absorption too to the chassis. Wow, the Plo component suspension is awesome. A little more compliant. But in this tight stuff, it just feels more flickable. times when I do woods, I'll actually put what I call a 250F map in this thing, where I dial back the power, so it's a little bit more easy to control on and off. And I'm usually quicker with that map, but today I wanted to run them both with kind of the power maps. Boy, these 350s are so good. Easy to see why they've been so popular. Lots of power. 239.76, 239.8. Okay, 246. Last time I did it was 6.5 seconds difference. I thought for sure with the new map, maybe but it's still like a 6-second difference. So, anyhow, man, these things are fun. Vortex smooths it out. A little bit more like controllability. So much less engine braking, frees up the bike, feels lighter. This thing, man, the KTM connectivity unit, it does the deal. Frees up the engine. I like it. This thing is so well sorted. Man, it's nice to have choices. 350s work so good. I'm still thinking 350 Factory Edition 23, but every time I ride and I go quicker on this, makes me think I should just hang on to this for now. But 2 big thumbs up. Beautiful day in Ohio.